I also discovered that pronunciation practice can be fun. Sometimes I would play little games. I would take a list of words and try to say them quickly, like a tongue twister. For example, she sells seashells by the seashore. At first, I made many mistakes, but then, after some practice, I could say it more clearly. It made me laugh. It also helped me move my mouth in new ways. These games made learning less boring. They also helped me feel more confident. There were days when I felt tired. There were times when I thought I would never sound good. But I reminded myself that pronunciation is a long journey. It is not something you fix in 1 week or even 1 month. It takes time. It takes patience. Every small step brings you closer. So when I felt down, I just did a little practice. Maybe I listened to one word. Maybe I repeated one sentence. Even if it was small, it still helped me. Day by day, it built a habit, and a habit creates change. I also learned that it helps to watch my mouth in the mirror. This may sound funny, but it works. When you watch your mouth, you can see if your lips, tongue, and teeth are in the right place. For example, for the F sound, your top teeth must touch your bottom lip. For the V sound, it is the same position, but you must use your voice. When I practiced in the mirror, I saw that sometimes my mouth was not in the right place. That is why the sound came out wrong. Once I fixed the position, the sound became better. This simple trick helped me a lot. One of my biggest mistakes in the beginning was thinking that fast speech means good pronunciation. I tried to speak very fast to sound like a native, but this was not the right way. When I spoke too fast, my sounds became unclear. People could not understand me. I learned that clear pronunciation is more important than speed. It is better to speak slowly and clearly than to speak fast and wrong. Over time, your speed will improve naturally, but clarity must always come first. I also noticed that sometimes my brain wanted to translate from my language. This made pronunciation harder. For example, in my language, the letter R sounds very strong. So when I saw an R in English, I said it the same way. But in English, the R sound is different. It is softer. My translation habit was making me wrong. So I told myself to stop thinking in my language. I tried to think in English only. I told myself, this sound is new. Do not connect it to my old language. Slowly, this helped me build new habits. There was another thing that helped me a lot. I listened to myself reading books aloud. I chose simple books with easy words. I read 1 page out loud every day. I recorded my voice and compared it with an audiobook. Sometimes I noticed big differences. At first, this made me sad. But then I told myself, this is good. Now I know what to fix. I would listen to 1 sentence from the audiobook. Then I repeated it until my sentence sounded the same. This was not easy, but it was powerful. With this practice, I learned not only sounds, but also rhythm and intonation. Little by little, my pronunciation improved. I still made mistakes, but people started to understand me more. When someone understood me the first time, I felt happy. I felt more confident. That gave me more energy to practice again. It became like a cycle. Practice gave me confidence. Confidence gave me motivation. Motivation gave me more practice. And with more practice, my pronunciation became even better. So, my friends, remember this. Pronunciation is not magic. It is not luck. It is practice. If you listen, repeat, compare, and try again every day, you will improve. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be clear, and with time, you will be clear. One day, I asked myself a simple question. Why do children learn pronunciation faster than adults? I thought about it for a long time. Then I realized that children are not afraid of mistakes. They just listen and copy. They do not care if they sound silly. They repeat again and again until the sound becomes natural. Adults are different. We think too much. We want to be perfect. We feel shy if we say something wrong. This fear slows us down. I learned that to improve pronunciation, I must be more like a child. I must play with sounds. I must laugh at my mistakes. I must not stop because of fear. When I accepted this idea, my practice became lighter. I enjoyed it more. I felt free to try, even if my words sounded strange. And slowly, that freedom helped me improve faster. I also found that listening every day is more powerful than practicing only once in a while. At first, I thought one long practice session was enough. I would practice for 1 hour on Sunday, then wait a whole week. But I saw little progress. Later, I changed my plan. I practiced for 10 minutes every day. Just 10 minutes. Sometimes I listened to words while walking. Sometimes I repeated sentences while cooking. These small moments made a big change. My brain started to recognize sounds more easily. My mouth remembered how to move. Pronunciation became part of my daily life. Small steps every day worked better than one big step once a week. There was another thing that surprised me. My pronunciation improved when I sang songs in English. At first, I sang only for fun. I liked music, so I sang along with the radio. But later, I realized that singing trained my mouth. It also trained my ear to hear rhythm and intonation. English songs have clear sounds, strong stresses, and smooth connections between words. When I sang, I copied all these things without even thinking. My voice followed the music, and when I spoke later, some of that rhythm stayed in my speech. It made me sound more natural. So, singing was not only fun, it was also learning. I also learned the value of shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and speaking at the same time. At first, this felt impossible. The speaker was too fast. I could not keep up, but I kept trying. I chose short audio clips. I listened many times. Then I spoke along with the audio. At first, my words were behind, but slowly, I got closer. Soon I was speaking almost at the same time. Shadowing helped me in many ways. It trained my ear, my tongue, and my brain together. It gave me the rhythm of real speech. It also gave me courage. Because when I shadowed, I stopped worrying about mistakes. I only focused on copying the sound. This made me more confident in conversation. One challenge I faced was with silent letters. English has many words with letters that are not pronounced. For example, night, right, or island. At first, I always said the silent letters. People laughed when I said knife instead of knife. I felt embarrassed, but then I made a list of common silent letters. I practiced them again and again. I told myself, do not trust the spelling. Trust the sound. Over time,